I think when you first start a business, there's this, a lot of decisions are very intuitive. You are, I guess, just having to think on your feet and just move very quickly. Then you get to sort of adolescent size, and it's all about trying to also set up the foundations of the business that can allow us to grow on to kind of that next stage, which is about processes, systems, operationally being very sound and robust. So it presents completely different challenges, which I'm not necessarily always the best person to put those in place. And Ryan too, I think, we're great at injecting pace and making quick decisions and I think motivating the team, but it's also about recognizing your limitations and allowing people who are better at some of the other aspects to kind of have their input and put their value into the business. And I think it's been really interesting kind of seeing that shift and also learning to release control. That's something that I've had to get comfortable with. It's your baby and something that's so precious to you, and being able to kind of step back and let people also have their say and put their mark and stamp on the business is so important and necessary. We try and ensure that there's innovation in every part of the business, not just in kind of product and the obvious departments and marketing. Operationally, is there a better way to do our boxes so that we can get more on a pallet, and can we revisit the way that we do in-store display so that there's more standout? And I think the way to remain fresh as a brand is not to look within your category, but to look outside it. So, we look at the way Apple, every touch point of their brand, every touch point of the consumer experience is so well considered. So the way you open the box, the thought there in the packaging is something that we will we'll always look to other brands outside of our category for inspiration, and then also just making sure that the team are feeling motivated and inspired, so placing a lot of emphasis on learning. We have a book club. We have put things in place to encourage cross-departmental involvement, so that there's real empathy from department to department, so that you can learn and grow, making sure that everyone commercially has some kind of savviness, that you're not just sort of sitting in your department without a broader understanding of the commercial goals of the business. I think that's so important. I think part of the reason why a small part of the reason why you want to start your own business is to, do things your way and maybe not be so accountable. I didn't particularly love the kind of institutional nature of university and school and being part of a big organisation, and so I wanted to start my own thing. What's interesting as you grow and the business becomes more successful is that you actually probably become more accountable than you ever have been, and more responsible to other people than you ever have been, which has kind of taken me by surprise. But I love what we're trying to achieve so much that it's great. I would say I'm not very risk averse, so I tend to not overthink things too much, which probably isn't always the best approach, but I place quite a lot of emphasis on just gut feel and going for something. And if it doesn't kind of pan out maybe exactly how you intended, which is often the case, you just have to be flexible and just respond really quickly. And I think it's important to make quick decisions. I think often, pace, momentum is so important in business growth, that you ponder too much and you get too caught up in the rhetoric and the data and all the rest of it. You might miss that window. I know that there are people who might disagree with that, but that's definitely my approach. It's really important to be able to kind of very clearly visualize your goal and have real kind of clarity and understanding on what that looks like. I think if you don't have a very kind of clear vision in what you're going after, there are so many things that come sideways and can try and knock you off course, that you really need that sort of resilience and that determination, that very kind of clear, single-minded focus on where you're heading. And I think just energy, it sounds silly, but you need to be able to motivate people, you need to be able to get buy-in.